It's a great day when you're hanging around. Nothing's ever gonna bring me down. Good times are coming our way. Whenever, wherever, whatever today.
Today is going to be a great day. I am Nikki G, your host. Welcome to the Lone Doctrine, the food for thought exploration station, and your place in making today better than yesterday. This month, I hope, has supported you in these challenging times. If you haven't tuned into the beginning of the month, I encourage you to go back into the archives because as we explore our topic of the month, all the episodes connect together in bite-sized amounts to make today better than yesterday. Our topic of the month has been patience. We've actually touched upon this topic before, but I felt that patience is needed now more than ever. And when it comes to topics in the realm of our mental well-being, it's rarely ever a one and done. All of these topics are going to continue interweaving throughout your life. And one of those that will always be present is, hopefully, patience. So we explored what patience was, how to cultivate patience, the consequences of impatience, and benefits of patience. So, how do we wrap up this month? Let's explore some tips that might help you become more patient by the Zen habits. Here's something that can help you become more patient. Tally marks. This is a strategy if you have real problems with patience. Start by simply keeping tally marks on a little sheet of paper every time you lose your patience. This is one of the most effective and important methods for controlling an impulse. It helps you learn to become more aware of it. Once you become aware of your impulses, you can work out an alternative reaction. Here's another tip. Figure out your triggers. As you become more aware of losing patience, pay close attention to the things that trigger you to lose that patience. Is it when your coworker does something irritating, when your spouse leaves dirty dishes in the sink, when your child doesn't clean up after their mess? Certain triggers will reoccur more frequently than others. These are things you should focus on the most. And how about just some deep breaths? When you first start to lose patience, take a deep breath and breathe out slowly. Then take another and another. These 3 simple breaths will often do the trick, as your frustration will slowly melt away. And you can add, in addition to that, counting to 10. We've all heard it, but how often do we actually practice it? This one really works. When you feel yourself getting frustrated or angry, stop. Count slowly to 10. You can do this in your head or you can do it out loud. When you're done, most of the initial impulse to yell or to do something out of frustration will go away. Combine this with the breathing for even more effectiveness. And here's something else. Start small. Don't feel like or try to become as patient as Buddha. It won't happen. Start with something small and manageable. Look for a trigger that only induces a mild impatience within you, not something that gets your blood boiling. Then focus on this mild impatience and forget the other triggers for now. Work on controlling your temper for that one trigger. If you can get this under control, use what you learned to focus on the next small trigger. One at a time, and with practice, you'll get there. And sometimes we just need to take a time out. We sometimes ask children to take a time out, but we often forget that maybe us as adults who are listening right now sometimes need a time out as well. Often it's best just to walk away for a few minutes. Take a breath from the situation just for 5 or 10 minutes. Let yourself calm down, play out your words and actions and solution, and then come back calmly. And remember what's important. Sometimes we tend to get upset over little things. In the long run, these things tend to not matter. But in the heat of the moment, we might forget this. Stop yourself and try to get things in perspective. And keep practicing. Every time a situation stretches your patience, just think of it as an opportunity to practice your patience. Because that's what it takes to become patient. Practice, practice, and more practice. And then some more. And then some more. And the more you do it, the better you'll get. So cherish these wonderful opportunities to practice. Remember that things can take time. Remember to find healthy ways to relieve your frustration. Try meditation. Try just laughing. Sometimes we need to remind ourselves that no one is perfect, that we should be enjoying this time with our loved ones, and that life should be fun and funny. Smile, laugh, be happy. Doesn't always work, but it's a good reminder to yourself now and then to stay in the present and really cherish those small windows of joy. And this might sound pretty hippie, but just love. Instead of reacting with anger, teach yourself to react with love. Your child spills something. They have a messy room. They're not getting off their video games. Your spouse yells at you or isn't helping or is cranky after coming home from work. React with love, and you'll be pleasantly surprised that love is the best solution. Here's the kicker. Patience takes work. Sometimes we use the excuse of, well, I'm just not a patient person, or patience isn't in my personality. My family has never been patient and neither am I. Although patience may come easier to some than others, patience takes practice. As long as you're willing to find and to use the tools that work for you, you can find and become a more patient person. Patience benefits us in so many ways. It's really worth your time because the outcome is exponential. To end today's exploration, here's a little reminder of some benefits you'll gain from patience. It helps you focus on long-term goals, helps you make rational decisions, helps develop higher skill sets, better mental health, better physical health. It's a way to practice kindness, and it can bring more peace into your life. Those are just a handful of a long list of benefits when you choose to practice patience. Thank you for tuning in with us today. We appreciate you. If you found value in this episode, we would love for you to share it with a friend or a family member or someone you might feel needs a little extra support. Or if we could have a few seconds of your time, we'd love to hear your thoughts. Can you please go and leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen to this podcast? Because it helps us show up in the search engines so others in need can find us. We hope to hear from you, and until next time, keep fighting the good fight.
It's a